Okay.
Crispy online.
Hello.
Hello. Oh. Okay, so what are we specific? What's the concern for this map? I heard a yes for Hollywood right away.
Our tank and our Reaper. I remember at least on third point, there was like one fight that we took, and it was just like so out of sync that it was like we didn't have cooldowns together. It was just like I don't know. It was all over the place. Target priority was whack. It was just like I don't know, a very dysfunctional couple fights.
Third point. Wait, you said attack or defense? Third point.
Our defense. I don't remember what our attack was like, but I just specifically remember like there was one fight that like I don't know if we used Fade like intentionally or it got forced out and then we dove. It was I don't know, it was kind of whack.
Okay. Well, let's see. We just capped. We're just on third point. Let's see what happens. So what do we want to do right now? With our ultimate, we have 5 ults, right? So that's always a concern when we have 5 ults. So what do we want to use?
First thought is Carico Rush.
Okay.
Yeah, we just rush Reaper. That's usually like the go-to combo.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't remember what it was called.
They also have an Ana that's like in the mirror. Like if they run, what's the difference between Ana and Kiriko? How does that affect what we do?
We play it. Yeah, I mean our comp is just gonna sustain a lot longer than theirs.
Okay. So do we want to just be fighting their tanks the whole time, or like forcing cooldowns? Do we have to do that?
No, they're way more diveable than I am. Like we could, in sense, like they don't trade our backline as well as we.
Exactly.
That makes sense. Like they can't trade our backline.
If they're playing Kiriko, we can't just dive the Kiriko, right? Like she'll just TP, right? And then we're stuck really deep because we have to jump really far. But here, so in the mirror match, we'd have to be forcing, Reaper Wraith, forcing Bubble, and then forcing cooldowns, and then we capitalize. Since they just have an Ana, if we all rotate high ground and then just jump on the Ana, she dies, right? I don't know what they were playing before, right? But that's the first thing. And then we can use, like someone said, we can use our Kiriko ult to do that better, right? Because the rest of the team isn't going to be AFK. They're going to try and help the Ana. Let's see what we do. Let's get our monkey POV for this, right? So we're just looking like, okay, the person we can dive is Ana, right? We want to go to them. So the first thing, right, is for a lot of comps, like how can we get to them with taking the least amount of damage? What do we see here?
We use the engage cooldowns to get to the high ground, then just kind of like to plop.
Yeah, we can jump up to high ground, right? They can't really fight us up here, right? They're all down here, right? And then what do we do after that? Do we just, because I see everyone, we drop down this way. If we want to get to the Ana, right, which is most likely on cart, right? We can go this way. Right? So looking to make rotations that minimize the amount of damage you take. Because I think our Kiriko gets picked off. Yeah, like before we even get to them. Right? If we all drop down from here, our Kiriko's still alive. And maybe our Kiriko doesn't even need to drop. Right? Do we see that? So, but we should still be able to kill the Ana. And they beat. We can kill this soldier. Nice. Yeah. That fight still worked out. We beated, they beated, they soldier and ulted, we Kiriko and Reaper, of course. Okay. So what do we want to do now? What are we thinking?
Start restaging for next dive.
Okay.
I think if we bait them in, like.
Why is that good?
Enough free for us. Like, just so we don't cramp, like let their Ana spread out so it's harder for them to peel.
Exactly. Right. I was gonna lead to that. Like we don't have to hold here. If it was a mirror match, maybe holding here wouldn't be that bad, right? If their monkey tries to hold this corner, we send our soldier in here. Soldier can force bubble, and then maybe we, can just dive and force cooldowns, right? But we don't have to do that. We can literally reset back up to here. They're gonna push cart. They're like you said, they're gonna spread out, and then we can just dive and kill their Ana. It'd be the same thing if they're playing like a Reinhardt BAP comp. The BAP doesn't have a button that lets him teleport across the map, right? So we can just kill him. Right? If they're playing Reinhardt, they'd all walk under. We just wait here, drop, and kill them. Maybe our soldier wants to do something cheeky and hide here for a shot, or maybe our Kiriko wants to do something, and right. But the main thing is we let them walk in and drop. So let's see what we do. Right. Alright, so we let them, we back up a little bit. This is fine. We jump on Ana.
Okay, so like, yeah, right there, like, this might have been one of the fights. Like, look how like separated our Reaper and like Winston are. We had Primal, and I think we got a little bit lucky that their Reaper kind of like fed, but like I feel like that could have fallen apart so easily.
It could have. Right? I still think the underlying thing is if we all start up here, it's just like infinitely easier, right? Because then our Reaper and Monkey wouldn't even get split by like letting them walk in, right? So like replay this fight. Well, I mean they're fighting over here, but we let them walk in a little more. Their squishies are here, maybe their Monkey's somewhere over here, and then it just insta drop on them. We wouldn't even need jump. We wouldn't even need TP or anything. We could use them if we wanted, right? But I think that's the first thing, like setting up here. Let them walk in. Further, and then who are we? We jump on it. Okay. Where'd our bubble go? I mean, this is just an individual thing on Monkey. Like this bubble did nothing. Like, what did we get out of this bubble? Did we pressure? Did we kill it? No, they're like it didn't do anything. Right. So that's why I'm like, why'd we primal right away? Other than that, let's see, Reaper. Alright. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it looked like our Reaper had the right idea. You wanted to walk on Ana. There was a Reaper in front of you. You go on that. Again, does anyone remember what comms were here? Because I don't have.
Couldn't tell you. We did calm that we had Primal, and we wanted to go with that.
Yeah.
I remember that being talked about.
Okay. Because even if Monkey just wants to go in alone, we can still clean up the rest of the team. Like Monkey will kill the Ana alone. They don't have healing. We can just burn the rest of their team.
We did actually get pretty good value out of that Primal too, because it just like totally spread their DPS from their Ana.
Yeah.
We kind of just like walked on it.
Yeah. Again, I think the bigger thing here is we're playing this like we're like a brawl comp. Like we're both Reinhardts. That's what it looks like here, right? And having that duality is really important. We want to just dive, kill their Ana, and then we'll clean up the rest of them, right? This doesn't look like we're setting up for a dive, right? If we were playing Genji Tracer, we wouldn't be standing here, right? And what that allows the enemy team, where's their Ana? Okay, well she can stand really far away and allow and get more value with the Ana is a very greedy pick, right? She might get nade value, might get sleep value on the front line and keep their Monkey alive for longer, right? Which will put and if their front line has more healing and just more support, they'll be able to push you back. Your Monkey bubble will get forced, your Reaper will get forced, and then they'll push and dive you, right? So that's what I'm worried about here. Is we're not setting up to let them walk in.
Yeah.
And their Ana just was AFK. Like, what are they doing?
This could have just been like a little bit of Force of Havoc, because I think they were running. This is the first time they pulled out Ana. And I think right around like now is when I started like thinking, I'm like, wait a second, we can actually play this more like an actual dive.
Yeah.
Instead of like just brawly.
Oh my god, their Ana was just didn't do anything that fight. She put like 2 heal darts. It's a little
She
unfortunate.
disconnected.
But yeah, right? Like if people are not playing the mirror, like this comp is really good in the mirror match, right? Like if they're also playing the monkey, Kiriko, everything, right? If they're playing other picks, you don't have to stay this comp as well, right? Like if they're playing Sigma double sniper or something, right? We wouldn't stay these heroes. What would we do if we still wanted to play the same like overall comp, but what would we change? Right? Like if you're playing dive, Genji, Tracer, Sombra, they all fill the same role, right? Maybe you throw in like an Echo or a soldier, right? But like it's still a dive comp. You're still diving and killing people, right?
Listen, I've been looking to try and get Tracer instead of Reaper for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, well this would if they're playing like double sniper Sigma, we wouldn't have a brawl element to our comp like at all, right? We'd just be looking to dive, get picks, and then clean up or get out, right? And a Tracer would do that better. So this is where the Reaper would always be the first character to swap, and then it'd be the monkey.
I'm telling you.
Right?
I have my evidence.
So Reaper.
I mean, I think in this specific instance that works, just because you don't need to be consistent with how you want to play into this comp.
Yeah, so I'm not saying swap Tracer right now. Reaper's still fine, but if they changed up their comp a little more, where it was very, like, everyone was diveable, then we wouldn't be needing a Reaper to pressure their monkey, because maybe they're not even on that hero, right? Like, if they're playing a Rhine comp, and they have, like, a BAP, Cass, we probably want the Tracer, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of the time, like, the reason Reaper got picked is because they were mirroring.
Yeah.
And it's like, Reaper's good into the comp, just because it's being matched.
Exactly, right? Yeah,
Just
and
because
I think,
you don't need the same amount of burst
yeah.
that like Tracer provides.
If you are playing Tracer, it's just very like if they were playing Kiriko and we had a Tracer, it'd just be harder. Like Reaper's just so much better at pressuring the monkey out, pressuring cooldowns, and he pairs much better with the Kiriko ult than Tracer does. But here, like, it's the same thing. We're playing like they don't have an Ana that we can just exploit and kill. Right? We get that was a good Reaper ult. I saw the Astro, we threw the Immort.
Oh, yeah, okay, please, if you're gonna ult like that, say something, just like, at all. Because that was, like, so panic that I needed to get there. If you even give me, like, half a second, it helps so much that you're telling me you're gonna ult, because I'm already thinking, okay, where are you? But, like, when I heard you ulting...
how I think about this. I don't know that I'm gonna ult until about 1/4 of a second that I'm gonna ult.
That's fine, just say I'm ulting. Just say
by the time my finger is moving to the Q button, that is the time I have decided to ult.
Or even if
That's
you just
fine,
have
just say it.
if you just have your ultimate, right, like at the start of the fight, just say, like, I'm looking to ult, right? You don't know when you're gonna do it, because, you know, it's a very, like, opportunistic ult. If you see an opportunity, you go for it, right? Yeah, and now that they're on the Rhine, it's even more important that we don't play this like a brawl. We really need to be...
Yeah, because, like, half the time when I hear an ult, I have to think about it for, like, not even a second, but I have to figure out if it's my ult, where it is, and, like, where it's going.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just need something. I don't even care. Like, it's the audio cue. If I hear my Reaper say I'm ulting, I know where I need to go.
Exactly.
But if I don't, I have to figure out which Reaper is ulting, because, I don't know, my brain's not wired to, like, think about it. Also, like, the ally comms, I think, are kind of quiet sometimes. So, like, just say ulting, and I'll be there with TP. Or, like, be there with Suzu, like, much faster.
Yeah. So what, if we're playing dive, right, what's something that we want? Like, what's one of the, like, attributes we want when we're going for a hit? Other than having it timed well, of course.
Finding vulnerable targets that don't have available abilities to remove themselves from a dangerous situation.
Yeah, so we want to set up for someone that we can, you know, kill, right? Like, not, you know, we're not going to all jump a Rhine, unless, you know, he's the only one that we can get. And what else? What makes killing that person infinitely easier?
If they're separated.
If they're separated,
like,
yeah.
Unforced errors.
Reaper, no Wraith.
Okay, if they don't have cooldown, but what if we're like, if the enemy team is here and the cart's here, and we pop our Kiriko drops, and we pop a Kiriko this way, and they're all on cart, and then our Sojourn is like over here on a better angle or something, right? Or our Reaper drops behind them to drop on the Ana, right? We're not really surrounding them. We have one straight line of damage, right? And our Monkey jumped behind them. Our Monkey is the only one taking a different angle from the rest of the team, right? And now if we again, going back to letting them walk in a little more, it'll be much easier to surround them, right? So they're not all behind Rhine Shield, right? Rhine Shield doesn't do anything at that point, right? This Lucio doesn't know what to do. There's a Monkey behind him. There's a Reaper to his right. There's a Soldier on high ground. There's a Kiriko in his, like, behind, like, you know, everything's everywhere, right? But if all the damage is in front, it's really easy for them, which it looks like what they're doing, is just kiting away, right? And running away, right?
I think some of that needs to be, like, done in staging. I don't think sometimes we stage enough, especially when we're playing like super like actual dive here. I think our staging needs to like have a little bit more like intent to it.
Yeah,
like you know,
it comes down to like this comp. Like, are you diving, right? Are you like brawling and with like, you know, and then your Soldier's off angling and you're holding a corner, right? You know, it looks like we're still trying to fight here as if it's like a mirror match, right? And we're not playing to the other strengths of this comp, right? Where we'd be baiting them in, and maybe once they walk over whatever kill box we're set up for, here, wherever like we want to set up for, and we have the best angles, then we go and hit, right? But like our Monkey went in, and if our Monkey's primaling, right, all the attention's on him, there's no one else, like, we need other angles, right? But to compare that to they're over here, our Monkey's primaling in their backline, our Reaper's inside, right? It's much easier for everyone to get where they want to go. So, yeah. Yeah, so we're trying to brawl and kind of go like front to back in a comp against a comp that's much better at that.
Yeah, I think this was just kite because we lost our.
Oh no, yeah, we kite. That's good. Right, let our Monkey come back. I think we should all go high ground. Everyone has a way to get there, right? Soldier can slide up and get here, or go through the stairs. Lucio, Kiriko, wall climb, Reaper TP, Monkey jump. Everyone goes up here, right?
High ground OP.
Right. But why is high ground good?
Well, they can't really get.
We don't have. They have to use cooldowns to get to us.
Yeah, and well, like, two of their characters can't. They're Ana and Ryan cannot. They literally cannot get up here unless they just walk all the way up here, right? And then what do you guys do? You drop. And then what did the enemy team do? They drop. And then what do? You get take high ground right back, right? They can't. You know, if they're holding this and they're on and they have someone on cart, you just kill whoever's on cart. If they don't rotate together. But you go high ground because it lets you set up angles, right? So if the cart is like over here and the enemy team's here, our Monkey walks up. Whenever the rest of the team's ready, he drops down. The Reaper goes with him. The Lucio goes with him, and you leave your Soldier on this high ground, just free firing into the enemy team. You let them walk in a little bit more. Maybe they're like here, right? Below this. And our Soldier's up here. Maybe our Kiriko drops down as well, trying to fuck people up, or just, you know, drops and stays here, healing. You can always TP up to safety, right? But what do we have to use? Our Reaper has to race to get in. Our Lucio isn't even there. Our Soldier, right, isn't a good angle, right? But they have to slide to get there. We're spending so many cooldowns going in, right? We sort of have the angles, but it's just much easier to take a different rotation. Set up.
I think here I definitely called. I think this was like, I thought they were gonna like speed on us, which they probably should have, but I think I just like instantly called trade backlines because like I know with our Lucio I think we can back and they have a Rhine and we just like jumped their Ana.
Yeah.
And I was there too, and I was like, we can just hit their backline and they can't hit ours here.
Exactly.
Because like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the way we go about doing that, right? Because if we have, it's the same thing on the first fight we looked at. You guys all dropped from here and walked towards them. You're Kiriko, right, Ashro? Yeah. You died before we even got to them, right? Mm-hmm. This is the same thing. Your Reaper doesn't have Wraith. Your Soldier doesn't have Slide. If they're smart, they're going to speed onto one of your DPS and kill them, right? now it's not. It's like if you're going for trades, right? You in theory, you should win this every single time. But because we've spent all of our, we slid, we jumped, bubbled, we TP'd and wraith, right? Did we also TP on Kiriko? Yeah, we used both. Like we have no cooldowns.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I saw Eminem go like hard here, and I was like, "Fuck it, we commit."
Yeah.
So I just like TP'd in, and I was like, "We're getting this Ana no matter what."
Yeah.
We just went maybe like a little bit too fast, but I think we definitely like win this fight. I think if they sped on like our Reaper or something, we might have gotten caught a little bit. But I think like the fast hit before their Ana was like ready, kind of worked.
Yeah, you definitely win this fight because the enemy team just you know they're not. You know, they have to react to what you're doing, and they don't do a good job reacting.
Yeah.
If they're
I think like I like to push this a lot. Like when I'm in comms, I always want to push for like a faster fight. Like if we always have the initiative, it's so good. Like right here, the Ana gets fucked up because we took initiative.
Yeah, right. It's just against better teams. This Reaper sees where's their Reaper? Oh, I don't know what he's doing.
He's doing big gamer things.
But their Reaper wouldn't TP up here. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Their Reaper would sit here, see that both of you jumped in and TP'd, know that you don't have Primal, know that you don't have Cleanse, kill both of you instantly. And the Ana would live because she nade her. Did she even use her cooldowns? No. Yeah, like, it's a terrible Ana. She died with both her cooldowns. She would sleep you, nade herself, or nade you and herself, and both of you would die to Reaper ult. And the Rhine would shield the Sojourn. Or the Rhine and Lucio would just straight up kill the Sojourn while this is going on, right? So, again, even against a better team, you might still just catch them off guard. But you want to, you know, eliminate the flaws before that.
I think that fight is perfect if we just stage it better.
Yeah, right?
Like I think our target priority and our focus was like really good, but we just kind of
exactly.
Didn't and their Reaper fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I think if we staged it better, their Reaper isn't such an issue.
Yeah. And then here, like, we're still in, right? I mean, yeah, we're trying to get kills, but we have to get out. We should just keep kiting. And right now is a perfect opportunity. We don't want to fight them. We're down a player. Do we have to fight them? No. Okay, well, we set up top. They have to walk in, and when they walk in, we drop on someone. And now, who is this? Does this character have a button that makes him teleport across the map? Or slide across the map?
McCree, all in.
No, he doesn't have anything. So now you can kill. You can just dive and kill their cast or their Ana, whoever's, you know, in an easier position to get at. We jump up top. Yeah, and then here it's like the same setup, right? Like picture this fight, right? When does our Sojourn get back? Because that's really what matters. Our Sojourn's about to come back.
I call that I am back.
Okay, yeah. So you're back. Sojourn's main. This isn't you know, an arrow of damage. Everyone's up here, and now we drop on this Ana.
Yeah.
So what is this Reinhardt gonna do? Is he gonna shield the Sojourn or try and help the Ana? You know, it puts him in like he has to choose. You like fork him, right?
Yeah.
No matter what he does, he loses. Here, you guys are everything's in front of him, right? Everything is in front of him. That's what a Reinhardt loves, right? And that's how you force mistakes as well, right? Because if you know, people have to look in different directions, right? They can't see everything. So making this Ana turn around for you, making the Cash turn around to shoot the monkey means he's not shooting the Sojourn, as opposed to if everything's in front of him, he can just ignore the monkey, two-tap your Sojourn, right? And, you know, get a pick that way. It might work because we beat.
Yeah,
they
they
beat
won
as well.
because they beat after us.
Yeah.
And shattered.
And it's the same thing I said at first fight. It just looks like we're trying to brawl them. Like, you know, come, you know, as a clump, generally together. Maybe our Sojourn or is on a slight angle by yourself, right? And just walk at them, right? And it's just very difficult to do that into a comp that's better at doing that, right? Yeah, and then we lose that fight. Right? And then we also had, did we have Reaper ult at the start? Oh no, we didn't have it at the start.
Really close though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when people got mad at me for not using my blossom, even though I was only one shot away from being able to get it. and
Well,
I was
this is when we
Yeah,
got
look-
pissed at you for not kiting when I was down.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
I-
that's
it
where
was-
we
I
reset.
thought,
was more-
okay, if to be fair, if they were a smidge closer, all it would have took is one bullet.
Okay,
to get my ult.
And then you would have died the
It's
second you pressed it.
but yeah, you would have died because their Ana could have just nanoed someone, or their Lucio could have booped you away.
It's a tough
any number of
it's just a tough situation overall, right? The big thing we want to look at, let me just get this letters off my screen, is usually the start of fights, because that like none of that matters if we went up here and dropped behind them. Right?
For sure.
None of the Reaper stuff matters, right?
Yes.
So whenever we're looking at like problems, it's always good to look at it from the start, right? Because
Yeah.
it'll just the rest of it won't matter if we fix this, right?
I wasn't here for the second point. I'm curious on like what to do for second point on this map because we seem to have a lot of trouble.
Oh, that
with
was
our pathing and stuff.
Is it
Oh,
attack
that
or
was-
defense?
On offense. You might have had a lot of
Oh.
insights for us, but I just wasn't here. So if you already talked about it, I'll just go watch the VOD after.
No,
We
we
didn't.
spent the whole time looking at third point defense.
Yeah, he skipped it.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
'cause
Cool.
I was
'Cause,
like-
yeah,
Our
if you
first,
could-
something happened first point. I don't remember what it was on our defense, but I just remember at least second point. It was just like shitty regroups and like.
Oh well, yeah,
Gold.
they snowballed advantage. In
Yeah.
second point.
I don't
I'm
remember
talking
how we
about-
lost
Astro, I'm
first.
talking about offense because
Yeah.
we have a lot of trouble, or I personally have a lot of like trouble knowing what to do on this one.
Well, we're winning this fight. That's good.
Yeah, the Widow killed two.
Yeah. Who's on cart? Oh, we've known a cart. Oh,
Yeah.
That's okay. That's I want to see this from top down when we jumped up. Where was everyone else? Yeah. It's good to take an initiative, right, and pressuring this high ground right away, because the enemy team might have staggered spawns, just like this Kiriko. So we can push up. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I missed my jump on the Widow. I was so sad.
Yeah. It's okay. We still killed two.
Yeah, we don't have
We
anyone.
just, we probably didn't know they were on Widow, so it's
Yeah.
it's a little hard. Big thing I want to see is Maple. I don't think I don't think we were
Does.
in the fight like at all when our monkey jumped.
Oh no, he was here. He helped kill this.
Here, it went up there, and I was like waiting for it to come down.
Oh, yeah, we gotta move it. That's good.
Not your finest
We
hour.
dropped.
No, I think you just died of Widow.
I never died here.
Almost.
You didn't?
No.
Oh.
Nope, I never die.
Listen, just juked the fuck out of him. Okay. Shit.
Yeah, nice.
And then when you guys go on the Widow, I go with you.
No, this is pretty good. I think the only thing, right, is I want to see a better bubble, but other than that, it wasn't that. And because look, we jump up, our Reaper, the timing is really well. Our Lucio is doing Lucio things to get up, right? Only thing I would have liked to see is
You
our
want to
bubble.
see bubble on like this circle, right?
Yeah, because what is the
Yeah.
enemy team gonna do? They're gonna
They're
back
just
up,
gonna walk out of it.
right? And so we want our bubble to stop. Not only healing, right, but like damage as well from
Yeah,
other
from
people.
their Widow especially.
Yeah, or even if their Soldierin might be over here, right? Their Soldierin might not
Yeah,
be
yeah.
stacked in the clump, right? Or their Kiriko could be back here healing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So like we jump up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably specific bubble placements that I'm just not that good at because I'm a diva player. by
That's
nature.
okay. It's still we still got picks and then we do the Widow. But
I,
looks like
I was so
overall-
sad. I didn't get the flick up
Ah, it's
for the
okay.
jump.
So we have a lot of ults. How do we want to use our ultimates? So this, wait, Maple, how were we dead? What even
I
happened?
died from Monka. I've used my slide, and then
Oh,
I
no.
noticed
Uh,
that I thought I could get it. And then Monkey appeared out of nowhere.
No slide into the enemy team.
Pimp event.
No slide. Why are we prime one?
I didn't realize Dozen died, and I saw that we had two people on cart, and I just wanted to like make space, but I now realize that we did not need that.
Yeah. right? Whenever we're primaling, right, the rest of our team needs to be doing something, right?
For sure.
Like, and the only time that the objective would matter is if, like, we're about to cap and we need to get them off the point, right? Or we want people looking at us so we can get that last little bit of, you know, objective progress. Other than that, we're looking to disrupt so that our team can kill something, or we're just gonna kill something, right? And both, like, none of the three are happening. And if we just wanted to slow them down, then we can just drop, bubble, and then play our bubble. So, like, you know, back up and, like, play inside your bubble.
Yeah, play the diagonal.
Yeah, right? If they come in your bubble, you know, you walk out of your bubble, slow them down, right? You wouldn't take 300 damage to insta-kill you. And then as soon as your bubble's about to break, jump out, get healed. If you're about to die, maybe you primal, but,
Yeah.
Because right now we just want to hold space so our team can come back. Right? We don't want to lose the space, this part of the map that we just fought for.
Yep.
And I think that's what happened. We're going to die, yeah. So now we can't hold this anymore because they're just, you know, 5 players. And we're down our tank. And we get picked. Okay. That's okay. We run away. We go back to monkey POV. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. Wait, we're not even... Are we back? Is Maple back? Wait, who died? Was it a Reaper?
The Lucio.
Oh. Okay. Lucio died. We're back.
Lenny got sojourned, unfortunately.
So, they have a Widow up here, and the rest of the team is here. What do we want to do?
You see the funny thing I'm doing?
Let's see.
Trying not to get shot by the Widow. By going around.
Yeah.
Also looking for this.
He disconnected.
Yeah, it's the forcing cooldowns thingy.
Yeah.
That was a great play until it wasn't.
But what is our goal? Like, do we want to jump in and pressure the soldier?
I wanted to jump on the
the Widow.
The sojourn.
Okay. Right? Because it doesn't matter if we want to jump the Widow or jump the soldier. It's just kind of hard to see that, right, from anyone's POV. Right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Where's the cart? I don't know. I kind of like us rotating this way.
Okay.
Just rotating somewhere else, because like if we look at this long sideline, there's a Widow and a Sojourn, right? And there's no guarantee like the Sojourn's in the team. So just us walking main, it just means we're gonna get domed, right? There's the only cover we have is a hay bale, the payload,
and a cactus.
a cactus, right? And this like wall, and that's really it. Like if we come this way, right? We might catch them off guard, right? We're all really quick. We amp speed this way and jump in. We can still jump the Sojourn, right? But now there's might not be a monkey in our face.
It's to slide towards our spawn and stuff.
Right, yeah, like, you know, it'll just catch the enemy team off guard. They're not set up for this way. It's the same thing as, like, Busan Mecha Base, right? It's a great example I like to use. If you go the other way, right, whatever, you know, spawn you're on, right? The opposite of the high ground, right? The coast side, the enemy team might not be ready for you. So you can come out, walk out here for free, jump the Widow, jump the Sojourn, right? Yeah. Let's see. And then how do we want to use our ults? Because we beat... The Reaper ult, like what planning was being said or thought about, individual or like team wise?
I don't think there was much.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like how to break the Widow. A lot of this point.
Well,
I wanted to like force their. I was thinking about like the support ult mirror, because just often like. People beat for beat or rush for rush, so I just wanted to like try to force out stuff.
Okay, and we did that. Right, we jumped in.
Yeah.
The Kira ulted. Now, oh wait, I want it before we get all the beat health. Like a second before. You jump in, and the Kiriko ult. Let's go to your POV. So, do we have to beat this?
Not really.
No, there's no like Reaper getting, you know, the extra attack speed walking your team. I feel like we can cut this. The only people that are in danger is your monkey, and we conveniently have a bit. We almost have an ability that'll stop all damage, right?
Yeah.
I only say that because a lot of Kirikos are terrible in the mirror match for ulting, right? They'll like walk in and ult, you know, just to chuck it, and then you guys can just run away, right? So if do we have amp? No. Okay, well we don't have cooldowns. That's a little rough. But just looking out,
he
like,
amped in with me because I called to go in.
yeah. If we're gonna amp in, we shouldn't amp and jump, because they both do the same thing.
That's true.
Right? If we're gonna jump in, we want to amp out, or if we're gonna amp in, we want to jump out, right? So he can passive speed, right, and you can jump, right? But then, because when you jump in, what are you probably gonna need? Like the amp heals or the amp speed, right? When you're in, right? Because especially if there's a Reaper or just damage in general. Yeah. So we could have kite instead of matching that ult. Like the only person using the ult is the monkey, right? And everyone else is far away. So I don't think a monkey with the Kiriko will kill our monkey instantly.
Yeah, I was backing from it. I was just trying to back.
And then I think the rest is just the timing, like with making sure that Eminem's in, so you just don't get all shot at, right?
Yeah, like we like half invested to go in and then tried to reset, and then I don't know, people were still like going in. I think we just take some like space. A lot of this like first point was like really hard because I just had like we had like no room to work with.
Yeah.
I feel like.
So just looking at the map, what space is the enemy team not controlling right now?
That Uno.
Hallway on the right, I guess.
Yeah, like here.
Like the corridor here.
Yeah, now you have options, right? If they meet you here, now you can come out this way or come out the other way because they're not ready. You can have someone pressure high ground. Maybe you all go high ground, insta jump the Widow, right?
Yeah, that's like probably what I would have called for. It's just like either jump up top right stage for a little bit and then or just like hard jump Widow.
Yeah, like if we go up top on high ground and we instant jump the Widow, right, with Monkey, she's gonna have to grapple or die. Now the enemy team, they can Kiriko TP up, they can Monkey jump up, they can Soldier and slide up, right? But now if they use those cooldowns, well, you guys can kill them. It's close range. You have a Reaper, they don't, right? So you're forcing them to come to you, forcing them to spend cooldowns. Well, meanwhile, the only cooldown we invested is jump, TP from Reaper, and that's about it. Right?
I think if we can like figure out how to like section better, I think we roll this comp.
I'm always confused on this map on how.
So the way to look at it is like not only as a team but as an individual and rank too. If you're walking in, what part of the map is free? Well, this path isn't, right? This path isn't. The high ground, it's a little, it's a little contested, little scary. There's someone that can shoot us, right? This right side. This area is kind of free, right? No one can shoot us over here, right? At least the positions they're at now, right? So, just looking where you can go, right? And the same thing on third point. If you bring that up, right? Like we're on defense. The enemy team is like over here. What space is free? Well, high ground's free. Okay, can our comp benefit from that? Are we playing Reinhardt or are we playing like a monkey or something that can drop down? Oh, our comp benefits from it. Right, so we can come up here and go this way, right? Especially if we're on defense, most of the map is free, right? We can just choose which one we want to go best path. Let's see. Yeah, so we all rotate right. That's good. We leave our.
I think. Yeah. Okay, so right there, I think. I love taking like fast fights here, but we need to let cooldowns reset because we just invested amp and TP to get to this spot, which is nice. We have the spot, but I think we gotta like chill for a sec here. Yeah. Because now I don't have cooldowns, and like they still do, but that's fine if they don't want to invest and jump on us. But like we do need to like reset.
Yeah, I mean we didn't use amp. The only cooldown we don't have is your jump, your slide, and TP, right? But yeah, definitely when we're making a rotation, we make it and then someone will call like what we do next, right? If we make it and then instantly go, that's a call, right? However you guys want to phrase that. I like that we leave our soldier in here, and why? Why is this good? It doesn't. Are we running into a wall? Is that what's going on? Oh no.
No.
So why is this good?
So I can take an off angle. Oh.
Yeah. What did you didn't
Payload too.
payload too,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, like we forced the enemy team somewhere else, right? So our position is now good, right? Forget what the exact term is. I think it's like a rotational bait. Like we rotated, made them move somewhere else, and that opened up a good angle for our sojourn. If we pop ult right over here and slide up here, we can kind of dome people.
Sometimes when people go rotate, I just kind of hide, and then when they go move, then I peek out like this.
And that's really good.
I felt really uncomfortable ulting here, but it somehow worked. It's like, I wanted to get to the high ground, but I couldn't.
Yeah, I think the ult is. This is a little sojourn. What's important when we ult? Just like think of the Kiriko ult. But like the problem. Sight lines. Okay, so we want to be able to see the enemy team. What else? We want to see them and then do what? Shoot them, right?
Yeah.
What prevents us from shooting them?
Walls and barriers.
Barriers and cooldowns, right? So they have all of their cooldowns. So they're just gonna run away from our ult, right? And we're not in a position that can easily see them. Like let's say we're standing here. Well, now we can see everyone. So even if this soldier slides, even if the monkey jumps, we can still see him. From here, we can't do that, right? So we then, therefore we shouldn't ult, right? To compound that, they're also running away from our Kiriko ult, right? So we could have used either to buy space, right? And it's kind of the same thing with the Kiriko ult. Like, unless we saw someone use a cooldown to get up here, right? We can't really rush anything with the Kiriko ult. It still gets value because we force them off. A monkey jumps. But it's not terrible. We forced them off. Now we have this space. And we killed the monkey. That's good.
Yeah, we killed them here because
they
beat it really late. Also.
Yeah. So that was good. Right. A little split focus, but I think we still kill Widow. But that's what we were saying in the fight earlier. We go up top. We jump in. The enemy team is gonna go high ground. If we did it a little sooner. Like if we were just faster, they wouldn't. It would take a little longer for them to get up here. They wouldn't have time to just walk up the elevator. But overall, that was good.
Oh, also one thing. How many is maximum on payload? Astro says it's 2. Is it not 3 like in Overwatch 1?
Wait, what do you mean like maximum? Like the max speed?
Speed on payload.
I think it's 3. I mean,
I was pretty sure it's still 3.
I didn't test it, but I'm pretty sure it's still 3. I think it shows 3 arrows when 3 people are on it.
I mean, it shows 5 arrows the arrow.
Oh, it shows 3 arrows.
Yeah, 3 arrows. It doesn't matter.
It'll max out at 3 arrows after 3 people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's the
cool.
exact same detail that they have in Overwatch 1. They just ported it over to Overwatch 2.
Yeah. I think that's how it is.
Astro's just been saying that it's 2, but I was pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean that's something you can test in a custom game. I haven't tested that exactly.
To
the Batcave.
Oh.
To the Batcave.
Who's that?
Reconnected.
I just now noticed that we had one like right now. So
yeah, we started at 7, which is weird. Let me catch up to speed. Basically, we should be taking areas that we weren't already, and where the enemy is not.
So yeah,
should do good.
So right now, compare this to if we actually were on high ground on 3rd point. Right, we're up here. The enemy team, they're probably gonna walk down here. Over here,
3 is maximum.
The enemy team is probably gonna come over here. Like most people walk out of this fight, but we still need to be ready for the other option. Right? Hello, other person as well.
Oh my god, there's so many people on this channel.
Rumble, let me catch you up to speed. We're basically trying. We should be taking the space that the enemy ain't.
Yeah.
It's free real estate.
True.
It's free real estate.
Free real estate. So, do we know where the enemy team is? Right? Do we have any information? Let's see dozen. Let's get the dozen camp. Does dozen see enemies? He sees a soldier. We see a soldier here. Put it on the right. That's unfortunate. Yeah. It's a little hard because you were still coming back from spawn. Yeah, you got back right as the enemy team came back. Yeah.
The general concept. Think about the effectiveness that me and Eminem being on top of Jailhouse would have.
Yeah.
That
also,
Widow would never be able to walk out.
why is Lucio on cart?
Frog Max.
Frog Max? Yeah, it's
Max
just
Bane.
it's generally much better to have Kiriko on cart, just she can TP, right? So let's
She
say
can just leave.
yeah, like we have our Lucio up top. This monkey that jumped up, he would get booped off. This Kiriko that wall climbed, she'd get booped off, and the healing can help, right? And then if the Kiriko can't push cart anymore, well, she TP's up here. Now can
And
heal,
those
shoot,
things,
right? So in most cases, you want your Kiriko on cart. We looked at an example over here, but we want our soldier on cart because she has an angle, right? But it's generally Kiriko. And then Eminem, when do you have your jump? Just want to see something. Yeah.
Yeah, I should have went jailhouse instead.
Yeah, we jump high ground, right? Generally, if we can jump.
I can still shoot them from there.
Exactly, right? And if you want to commit and drop and bubble the Widow off or something, you can still do that, right?
Yeah.
It just gives you more options, right, for living. It gives your Kiriko an escape as well. Yeah.
So I should take Eminem out on high ground dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I and then the rest, I don't know who we're trying to kill. That's...
I wanted to go on Widow because I knew she had sights up.
Okay.
That's common theme of ours.
She grappled high ground, got the kill,
Yeah.
and then.
And
yeah,
what did we
reset
talk
because
about?
she didn't have-
What are your uses for Primal? What are the uses for...
disruption and killing.
Yeah, so if you want to kill the Widow and you fucked up your jump and she has sights, you're worried. Like, I don't know the rest of the screen. Maybe
Yeah.
she's, if the Widow's bad, then it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, no, she only played at this map, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so this would be in a case where we can primal and just kill her. Like, as soon as you
Yeah.
hear the Widow's sights, like, you can jump in on her. Like, jump. I mean, is it real time? Yeah. Jump, bubble, tase. She jumps up, we primal, chase, primal her into this corner, kill, and then we look for the Kiriko or the Sojourn, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure that's something you can, definitely feasible for you. Yeah. Yeah. And then,
I did it too late.
yeah, and then our Reaper, right?
Just-
Both are fine shooting the monkey, but again, we can also like TP if we want to kill the Widow as a team. I think this is fine. It's just we get domed by Widow. That's the
Oh, you were in their bubble.
that's the F.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, this Widow just killed everyone.
And she fucking don't bastard too. Shit.
Yeah.
I got their Sojourn though.
Nice. Yeah, I just would have liked to see you commit harder to the Widow. You know,
Yeah.
preferably you jump high ground, and then your Lucio can come with you, or Peel. Kiriko can come with you, or chill. But again, we're leaning towards that dive. Like, we can just dive and kill them, right? Especially since they don't have a Reaper that really pressures us. Or we can, if we can also walk into them as well. But we were all on high ground. But yeah, if we had more time, right? You were already here. You wouldn't be on high ground. You'd drop and then scout Eminem, right? So like, where are they coming from? Are they coming from right? Are they going from left? Or someone would scout, get that information, and then you can set up and you can hold this corner with your Reaper. Hold this corner with your Reaper, right?
Yeah.
And just fuck them up and stuff them in the doorway. Or you can let them walk out a little bit, hide behind here, and then jump the person that walks out. Both are fine, right?
Yeah.
You have the Reaper to stuff them in the choke, and you can also dive them when they walk out. That you and Reaper can also do that. Looks like we're in the same boat on here on second point. Right. So again, what rotation could we make to have an easier time not only getting to the objective, right, but taking
Under.
less damage?
Just going under toward
Under?
or inside the right.
Yeah, if we go right, walk out, right, all the damage is in front of us, and we can force this Widow out. Where will the Widow grapple to? Probably to high ground.
Team.
Probably
Yeah.
to our team. And now they're all in one spot, right?
and then they have to drop for our payload.
Exactly, right?
Right at the end.
Yeah, so then we can rotate here, force the Widow out. Monkey can play under, right? Because he probably spent some cooldowns. Reaper and Monkey can play under. Something will drop, right? And we'll kill them, or they'll drop and then we can jump and kill their snipers or something, right? Maybe we jump, Widow grapples, and then we chase the Widow again or something. Because your grapple's like 9-10 seconds or something. We'll get our cooldowns back. We can also try going left. It's not as good, but it still minimizes the angle. Like the Widow can't shoot anything if we go left. Yeah. Yeah. So what are we doing right now? What's the comms looking like?
Said I'm gonna go payload to pressure it, and then they dove our team.
Yeah. That's what they're gonna do like every time, right?
Yeah.
And if we're gonna pressure the objective, what does the rest of the team need to do? Or what should the rest of the team, like, you know, what should their activities look like? Like, you know, playing safe, running away, playing in a spot that's hard for the enemy team to just rush them down, right? Because if you know, your tank isn't there, they're just gonna walk in and kill you. It doesn't matter what tank, you know, it is, right? So again, leaning towards playing in here, right? It'd be a lot safer, for the Monkey to just push cart, right? Yeah, because right now they're just taking the... There's a 1-on-1 happening, and then there's a 4-on-4 happening. Right? We have the Reaper, so it's really good. And we win the long fight. Yeah. That's mainly down to the enemy team playing like too fast. If you look at their Monkey.
Oh,
Yeah, like
doesn't,
you know, like
you
were so
live?
close to dying.
Oh my lord.
Right, and if we look at that,
Actual 1 HP.
I doubt their soldier was like helping. Like, yeah, what is it?
Ooh, that's interesting gameplay right there.
She hasn't hit a single shot.
Big
She hit
orb.
like 3 shots to get that 40 charge.
Liddy just goes on her.
Right?
Liddy's like, get the fuck off of here.
Yeah, so...
This
You know.
entire game, that Monkey had a thing for me. Like,
Yeah, he had a crush
Like
on
I
you,
wanted-
doesn't
yeah, Muffa wants to take me out.
Yeah, so it ended up working
he?
out.
I'm gonna take you to Olive Garden.
But again, looking at what parts of the map are free that we can rotate through, right? So what are our options? We can go up here, we can go main, like the path of the payload, maybe we go under, maybe left. Well, it looks like, well, if we go right, we can clear the Widow, so we don't have to worry about her. She'll just be in her clump of players. Then we can dive said clump of players, right? Or jump into said clump of players and pressure the payload, right? And we don't have to worry about getting surrounded by Widow, because we go up here, and then the Widow just kind of shoots for free. Yeah. Do we want to look at how third point attack go?
A little close sometimes, but I think I don't remember. I know it was like somewhat down to the wire at the end.
Well, I have to go.
Maybe not.
soon.
I think we just went and killed.
Okay. Well, let's see. We might just win. Yeah, we just win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like, here we do like a pretty good job of just like hard
Yeah,
pressing
just stuffing them.
advantages.
Yeah,
That-
we mega stuffed them in spawn.
That is good,
Yeah.
right? They never had a fight, so that's.
Yeah, they didn't have a real fight on this point.
And that's what you want, right? That's how you can snowball an entire payload map if you keep doing that, right? But yeah, you know, big thing is looking at what parts of the map, like like you said, Pat, like what parts of the map are free that we can use to set up for the next fight, right? And then again, looking at what do we want to do with our, if we're playing the owl meta, are we looking to like brawl on them, to have like angles and pressure them and then force cooldowns and jump, like it'll be in the mirror match most of the cases? Or are we looking to just dive and kill someone? So we're setting up to have angles, and once they walk into this spot, we hard hit and kill them. You know, are we looking to play like a brawl team, rotate and then set up to go on them, or like, you know, what are our options? Is really what I'm getting at. Yeah. Any questions or anything?
Describe the taste of milk.
That's not a question.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
not a
it
question.
is.
That's a request.
It's a
That's a
question.
request.
Can you describe the taste of milk?
Yeah, that'd be a
Exactly.
question.
There you go, Robo.
Yeah, it's not a.
That
Well,
was
then
my
you could just
question.
say no.
Well, how would you be able to prove that you could or not without doing it? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yo.
inherently not a question.
But yeah.
Anyway,
It was a question
Yeah,
that it was a
Hey,
sentence
hey,
that you
hey,
needed to answer.
let's
Question.
let Gabe.
hey.
Let Gabe be smart boy.
Let's see. We'll look at like one other map real quick. This is your map, right, Busan? Yeah. I just want to see if like a similar scenario comes up, right, with the like comp
Okay.
matchup. Yeah.
So
right here. Yeah.
So the difference I've found from like a very like outsider kind of point of view, the difference between Robo and Eminem is actually kind of crazy. So Eminem's like is very like tempo like heavy, which is one way, and then Robo, like, I feel like our fights last an eternity,
They do.
Yeah.
which is like I can see the upsides to both. It's just like such a like wrench. Like I have to completely like reset mental when we swap tanks because I'm like, all right, hold on. I have to think about like when
Yeah.
I can even start using cooldowns when Robo is like in. With Eminem, it's just like off cooldown.
Yeah,
Off
it's the
cooldown.
same.
I'm constantly TPing.
It's the
Always
same
is
reason.
going.
It's the same reason why they play Kaluge over Mikey and Mikey over Kaluge. Like
Yeah.
one of them is good at that like
True.
like slower paced brawl, like in and out, and the other one's really good at like the dive, getting those fast hits, right?
Mikey's
Yeah.
so good with the fucking just insta burst shit.
Right. So it really
Yeah, so
depends,
it's,
you
like,
know,
the same shit.
what you're leaning towards. And then just to bring up the what I was going on third point before some of you joined is like they're playing Ana, right? The Ana just dies every single time, right? So we're really setting up to hit that Ana, right? We don't need to brawl their front line, right, to force cooldowns. We can set up and just dive. And this might be a case where we swap the Tracer, right? Or Genji or Sombra, right? You know, a flanker DPS that's much easier at accessing this character, getting access to their Ana, right? Yeah, and then, you know, just looking at, like, if anything changes. Yeah. Like, we can pressure out their front line since they have a Tracer, right? But it's just, you know, easier to have the other option. Let's see what comps they play. We don't play Winston here. Play Winston again here. We're on BAP. We're on the BAPers.
Huh,
Yeah,
I just
there was a lack of calling. and
there was a
stuff.
lack of thinking.
Okay.
before
No,
we
it
left
was
the-
just it wasn't called that you guys were gonna play the.
Oh. That's okay.
Well, I was on BAP from the previous map where we ran Rush,
Yeah.
and then I just completely like forgot to switch before I rolled out of
Yeah.
spawn.
That's okay. But again, if the enemy team, it looks like we're winning this fight, because BAP will get more
Yeah.
value throughout the fight.
also-
It was
Yeah,
it was
that's true.
actually crazy. When you swapped off BAP, I was like, no, they're running Tracer. Just run the BAP. It's gonna work.
Right?
You just
Um,
win
I
because.
called for when we won the fight. I called for the swap to the Kiriko.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think it- I
you
think
swap
it
after a
worked.
lost fight, not after
No,
one
it's-
fight.
no.
No,
it was
we
swap
won the
after a
fight,
one
and then I
fight.
called the swap.
I know.
That's okay, right? But I just want to bring it full circle, right? Like the enemy team is still trying to like pressure your monkey with their I don't know what they're doing with the
Yeah,
Tracer,
they're
right?
not doing.
But if they just all hit your BAP, right? You know, it's a lot easier than
Yeah,
whatever they're doing.
I definitely should be dead here.
But the flip side,
They
they're
ran
not
point.
doing that, so you're getting value, right? Just making sure you
Yeah.
understand.
You played
that.
in the back and they didn't go to you. They just
Yeah.
fought on point, and so you
Yeah.
lived.
Yeah.
They
They're playing
assumed
so-
I was on the Kiriko.
This is funny. Their soldier was dead. I sipped to a different time step. Their soldier died again. Right? Like
Yeah.
he's another character that you can just jump and kill.
It was a theme.
Right? Because he doesn't slide across the map. He doesn't have wraith. He doesn't have blinks. Right? He just dies.
He has legs.
Soldier seriously
They should,
feels
like-
just like a worse version of Sojourn.
Exactly.
He
A
is.
worse
He is.
a worse version
No,
of
because
Sol-
what they just need to balance him and Sojourn properly so that they're different characters.
They're nerfing the railgun to make it have a fall off.
Good.
But
That's
um,
probably for the best. I mean,
but I gotta go. So any final
Thank you,
like
Gabe.
questions or anything or?
well, guys, this is the chance to ask the questions that you don't, that you
Oh,
get. in
yeah.
scrims.
So, Pat's always asking me about Reaper and his role, and I came up with an answer that I feel is like good for him. I like did this on my drive home, but I wanted to know what you think about like Reaper's role in the Owl comp, and like Pat likes to play it more flanky and go
That was
for
one scenario. That was one scenario. Okay.
Oh.
If you want to bring this up, we can bring this up. This is a good moment. Because we were running a Diva and we were running Lee Jane Control Center. They had a Rhine Junkrat. Walking into that, I had zero chance of living.
That's
so
exactly
I
what I'm
wanted to
talking
go
about.
for angle.
That's exactly what I was talking about on third point, right? Like they have people we can just kill, so it's more important to get these angles, and that's where you'd be flanking, because we don't want to play front to back, right? Like where we shoot their tank first, pressure cooldowns, and then we keep going forward, right? We just want to focus whoever we can kill. In that case, a Junkrat's really easy, so Reaper might TP into their backline and shoot the Junkrat in the back while the Winston speeds in from the front. But if they're playing like the Owl meta, like it's a mirror match, right? What's it called? Banana Rush, I think they call it. What's the name
Banana Rush.
Community decided on.
I love that.
But
that's hilarious.
If the Monkey and Reaper are split, then it's really easy to force cooldowns from one or the other, right? So what that means is like, if your Reaper is not with your Monkey and their Reaper is with their Monkey, they speed in, they'll just pressure your Monkey. He'll have to jump and instantly give space, use bubble, run away, and then they have the other team has an advantage, right?
Yeah.
But if they're playing like a Rhine, Reaper, Junkrat, then we don't want to do that, right? We want to split up, take angles. They walk in, we hit and kill something, hit something we can kill, get out, reset cooldowns, or if for winning, just clean up and then our ult would be an example of that. So the flanking on Reaper is fine. It's just what is the enemy team playing?
Yeah, and you said on the Owl comp mirror, on the Banana Rush mirror, from what I've seen in Owl, just watching those matches. The Reaper often likes to play around the Monkey, especially during the engage, to just get that instant burst.
Exactly.
And the Reaper can. Give me a second. The Reaper like can come from anywhere, but they want to converge with the Monkey and be like on that same target.
Yeah. Right.
That's what often got the kills in those first picks.
There's a lot more intricacy in like Owl, because it's when you play a meta for like a mirror match for so long, there's like other like minute playstyles that develop off of that. Natter is a really good coach at getting into the nitty gritty once everything else is good enough. So that you might see examples where they don't do that. But yeah, generally their Reaper and Monkey will converge whenever they commit. Right?
Yeah.
The way that I remember Spilo explaining it very well is that every ability revolves around the Reaper, since the Reaper is the easiest character to put abilities into. You have the Kiriko always throwing the Suzu at the Reaper. You have the Monkey giving the Reaper a bubble. You got the Kiriko pocketing the Reaper because he's the easiest person to put in the front line, because he has an escape to instantly get out. And if you sit in front of him for too long, he will kill you.
Yeah,
so that is why
you
can throw in there.
Yeah.
I think like Reaper's role in this comp in the mirror is what I'm talking about right now. In the mirror, it essentially is gonna devolve into like a really mobile like rush, or not rush, but like brawl. Like it's gonna be frontlining constantly. Yeah, it is kind of rush, whatever, just fast. So, like, I think if we get caught with our Fade first, or our Reaper, like, not engaging on their front line, it just, like, it weakens our front line so much, which, in turn, forces out our Amps, our Suzus, all that shit way
and
fast.
if you have a good like, if that becomes more of a problem, like, at least the 2 codes we saw, it wasn't a mirror match, but if you guys get into, like, a lot more mirror matches in your scrims, then we can take a look at just that, right?
Yeah.
Because I think like that's kind of like what's happened a couple times when we mirror. My Suzus are getting pulled out by either the Reaper or the Monkey, being like, they just get isolated all
and
of a sudden.
Like we're separate.
The biggest thing, I'm gonna send
together we're more powerful.
I'm gonna send a clip from another thing I did, but a big reason why they get forced out is because a lack or the enemy team has a passive advantage, is what Egotistical Cat, another coach, likes to. That's his phrase. I'll put it in general chat. So here's an example from the Qualifiers Cup. If you open the link, you can see this is like, you know, they're high SR teams. You have like
I'm back. You can't get too hard.
you have like Aspen, SK, Barcode, like that. Those people
Shit,
on one
really?
team, and they're making such basic mistakes. If you look at this is a big soldier diff. Azure, if you look at this this clip, Azure goes statue, right? And then once look at the both monkeys HP, right?
Oh my god.
Moving fish gets so many more cooldowns forced out of them, and their health just gets chunked. All because of the soldier taking an off angle, which minimizes the cover from the monkey. He has to give space. He has to bubble before Santana. Santana, yeah. Which is like a big problem, right? That shouldn't happen. And what happened is
Aspen got railed so she couldn't heal him.
yeah, he got forced, and now they just have all the space. And now because of that, like cooldown, you know, health advantage. Moving fish has no health, no jump, no bubble. They just dive in and kill the rest of them. Right.
Wow.
So we'll look more into that sort of setup if we, you know, you guys play mirror matches a lot in scrims. I put some other stuff. I put more examples. I was just watching this with my friend, and Dart Monkeys made the same mistake they got like neutral diffed every first fight. I put an example from Sanctum first fight, from Lijiang and Lijiang Garden as well, where they make the same mistake, and you can see that in Moving Fish's HP. Get chunked, forced to give space. There's some other mistakes that happen as well, but that's the simple one.
Yeah.
Now, another thing about this is something again between me and Eminem, where we get debate about how we should be using enemy ability timers to use a Blossom, because Eminem always says to wait for them to use the Kuriko Suzu before blossoming.
I'd like to clarify. Force them to use something.
But they could just choose not to.
Wait.
They
Well,
could.
then they die.
They could
Then
just
they
choose
die.
not to. We can also, you know, if we bubble our Reaper, like if we can bubble him and we put our own Suzu, it doesn't matter that they have the bell because it won't last the entire Reaper roll, right?
Yeah.
But again, that same mindset applies to the other abilities. So the way I always view it is that it's either a shot in the dark where they either aren't prepared to counteract it, or they are prepared to counteract it, and either way, it's either going to work or not work.
Yeah.
I think I had some time when after you guys had after like a week of thinking about that, I think that like this issue, like whether they use cooldowns or not, ends up like playing into if we're playing together or not, like in their front line. Because if we play together and focus the same shit, they're gonna use abilities. But I think like that's kind of our problem. A lot of the times we don't get them to focus their abilities.
And that's
Therefore,
important too.
they don't get forced.
And again,
then
the
we,
Sojourn
are kind of stuck there.
And that's, I mean, not to grab on it too much, but that's why I like the Sojourn in the example I put with the Sojourn and Kiriko off-angling, because you set up, like, a default advantage, right? Where because of the angles you take, you force the enemy team to use cooldowns, right? This Sojourn, all they did is go statue, right? And then they put so much pressure on their monkey. They forced bubble, jump, the bell, right? Everything, right? And then they went in and pushed, right? So we can look at that, right? Like, how are we using angles and where are we fighting to force these cooldowns and then jump? Especially, like, an example comes to mind is, like, push, right? We can give up bot control, take a fight where we can set up angles, right? Force cooldowns and then re-roll and kill them. But that's, like, very minute if we get into a lot of the mirror matches, and that's a consistent problem. We can look into that. But I gotta head out.
Right.
And if you have any other questions, you can at me in the general chat with your question and I'll answer it.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. See ya.
Peace.
Oh, I'll put the recording in chat too. I forgot about that. I'll put the.
Oh, thank you.
Bye, Gabe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Already?